And the first black former Secretary of State and chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff spent his entire adult life serving his country, a life coming from humble beginnings. ABC's Ike Giacchi has the latest.
This morning, after 4 decades of public service, former Secretary of State and chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Colin Powell, the first black man to hold each of those positions, died Monday morning due to complications from COVID-19, among other health issues. He was fully vaccinated. In a statement, the Powell family thanking the medical staff at Walter Reed, writing, "We have lost a remarkable and loving husband, father, grandfather, and great American." This morning, former President George W. Bush acknowledging the passing of his former Secretary of State, writing, "Laura and I are deeply saddened by the death of Colin Powell. He was a great public servant."
General Powell is an American hero, an American example, and a great American story.
That story starting in Harlem, where he was born of Jamaican parents, growing up in the South Bronx, eventually graduating from City College of New York. Powell entering the Army through ROTC. As a young second lieutenant, he served 2 decorated combat tours in Vietnam, later serving as a national security advisor to President Ronald Reagan at the end of the Cold War. He served under 4 presidents, highlighted by his appointment to Secretary of State under President George W. Bush. But his service was not without controversy. Powell was heavily criticized around the world for his speech at the United Nations in 2003, attempting to justify the U.S. invasion of Iraq.
There can be no doubt that Saddam Hussein has biological weapons.
Those weapons were never found. Powell said his speech about Iraq having WMDs was an intelligence failure, still highly regarded by America's political leaders, receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom twice. He was 84 years old.
A man who was respected around the globe. Quite frankly, it is not possible to replace a Colin Powell.
Powell spent his entire adult life in service to his country. He leaves behind his wife of 48 years, Alma Powell, and his son, Michael. Ike Giacchi, ABC News, Washington.
Powell made a visit to El Paso in 2013. He toured and spoke to Powell Elementary School in the Northeast, which was named after him. The school district, EPISD, released a statement earlier this morning on his passing. It reads, quote, "The district is saddened by the news of the passing of General Colin Powell, the former U.S. Secretary of State, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and namesake of EPISD's Colin Powell Elementary School. His legacy in El Paso will forever live with every Powell Ranger that receives an education at the school bearing his name," end quote.
We're going to take a